How's it going, everyone? DreadBC back again with a daily quest video to cast 20 black or white spells. Since Urza by itself is kind of boring, and I don't have all the cards needed to go with the red splash in there and go full aggro, I've decided that today I'm going to play a modified list of not Bant Control, Esper Control, the second version of it that we have here's the first one. I've changed a few cards around for this one. Had to update a few things. The counter package is fairly similar, but since I took out the Disinformation campaign, I also then took out Sinister Sabotage. I'm going to go less Permission and more Tap Out. It might be a mistake, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. One Negate. Always want to run one main deck Negate, because for whatever reason I feel like when I have this in hand, the very first thing I can hit with it I do, and most of the time it's a game-changing hit. Two Search for Azcanta, because one is not enough, three feels like too much. Basic removal into three Cast Down and two Moment of Craving. I haven't run into a whole lot of Odonto Vanguards, but this really destroys them. Gaining 2 life against mono red is also just like a complete first or second turn fog. 4 Thought Erasures. This is the best fight that we have against things such as Carnage Tyrant. 4 Absorbs, because again, countering and life gain against red is Deeeelicious. 3 Mortifies. 2 Vraska's Contempts. 2 Kaya's Wrath. Because I don't have 3, I thought about running 3, but I think I'm going to switch it up and go with 1 Cleansing Nova, 2 Kaya's Wrath. This is a little bit slower, but it does have the second mode on it, which can change it can make a difference. 2 Karn, Scion of Urza, for those who can read. Card advantage. It can be a finisher late game. 2 Precognitive Perceptions. It kind of replaces... Most of the lists run Chemist's Insights, and they still run Chemist's Insights, and Chemist's Insight is still a good card. But I want to run this card simply because I kind of wanted to update it for the newer stuff. I still think that the drawing 6 is great with the option to just randomly draw 3, and when I say draw 6, I mean if you scry 3 lands to the bottom and then draw 3, that's drawing 6. You got 3 cards out of the way you don't need. 3 Teferi, and 1 Chromium, the Mutable, maybe not 100% necessary. I mean, it might even be better to go ahead and use a Nezahal here, but I kind of want to run Chromium. He's neat, and I have one, so. And 1 Emergency Powers. Never played this card, pulled it from one of my weekly packs. I think it was my second to last weekly pack. And I've wanted to try this. It will drop Chromium on the battlefield, it will drop Teferi, and it will drop Karn. Those are the only permanents that we have, I do believe. And it also drops Search for Azcanta. Not the best value, but you know what? Not bad either. So, and ending up with 1 Syncopate. This is great to have, I find, on turn 2, because countering turn 2 on the play feels so good. You don't have Counterspell in Standard, but this sort of kind of does. Like, this is an easier to cast version of Counterspell in Standard. Plus, it's real fun to hit a Nexus of Fate. To go ahead and exile it, because countering it just puts it right back into their graveyard. I mean, right back into their deck? No. We gotta exile that thing. So, I don't know how many we'll end up playing against. It is 7:40 in the morning. I have been trying to get back on a normal schedule, so I went to bed at my normal 2 o'clock last night. Woke up at about 6:30, wide awake, because apparently I'm used to getting my sleep in increments of 4.5 to 5 hours. So, here we are. Let us play a few. Remember, cast 20 black or white spells. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, we have a turn 2 Thought Erasure, which is always good to have. We will keep this. It's not the most exciting hand, but... Ooh, this will be good against blue, hopefully. Unless it's the mono blue that has a turn 1. Oh, it didn't have a turn 1. Oh my god, we're going to get information from them, hopefully. Enters tapped. Listen to the bells. Ah, gosh. I guess he either drew that or didn't play it on turn 1 for some reason. Spell Pierce? I might even take the Spell Pierce anyway. Alright, so you keep your secrets. This has to be... Yep, this is definitely Mono Blue Temple of some kind. In which case, that which we've drawn has been less ideal, or less than ideal. Do I have anything that's going to come into play tapped? I do not. So we'll play the Drowned Catacomb and show counter spells. Show Precognitive. Yep, we got it in hand. Look, do you see it? Look upon Curious Obsession. Alright, yeah. Who'da thunk? Yeah. This will be hard to come back from. I think one oversight. I did not put a Cry the Carnarium main board. I might go change that after this. At least one. I could cast the God, or I could throw down Godless Shrine right now, but I think I'd rather see if he's going to tap out. I mean, I know he's not going to, and he's going to counter whatever I try to do. But if he misplays, I feel like a Vraska's Contempt is going to hit his Miscloaked Herald better than anything else. Siren Storm Tamer, eh. Might as well make him sack the other one now. This is going to change. If he wanted to play a Djinn, this is going to stop him. I don't even know if they still run Djinns. Most of them I see nowadays, they run that damn Terramander ×4. They don't even have to worry about the Djinns anymore. Okay. Well, we just saved 1 damage at least. Taking 2, letting them draw yet again. He's a very deliberate player over there. I always thought that deck was somewhat brainless, but I think that's actually a fine card to go ahead and try and play that now. If they're going to counter it, they're going to... I mean, if they're going to counter anything, they're going to counter this, because Teferi can at least take out the Curious Obsession next turn. Black, black, white, white. Oh, wait, you know what? Cancel that, because we're not going to do that. We're going to pay 2. Try that now. Oh, wow. Not even a chance to respond. No instance in hand, I'm guessing. That was a good top deck, I would say. Now, if he doesn't have a creature, this game is going to be fairly well in hand. Unless he just drew a counterspell. In which case, we're still going to run out Teferi into it, because you've got to play spells. Like I said, a very deliberate player. He makes sure that he thinks about every decision that he makes to its fullest. Look at this little fungus guy. I think that... Is that like a fungus that's walking around? Because I have no idea what it's supposed to be. See, that's why I say fungus, because I click on it and little spores pop out and then it leaves this little trail of flowers. Well, our opponent is either having internet issues, is not happy with our... Okay, there we go. Didn't seem that difficult from my point of view, but maybe he had to tinkle. Okay, that's a good draw. Run out the Teferi into no counterspells. Okay. Let's start to sort of take back over this game if we can. That'll work. Not this turn, but that'll work. Well, maybe it will this turn. We shall see. We want to make them think that we don't have the double blue counter, Sinister Sabotage, but maybe we can syncopate something here. Probably not. All of their stuff is so dirt cheap. Okay, coming at me for 1. I'll take 1. Teferi is getting scarier, just letting you know. Start a course. I could syncopate that for 2 and make him pay for it, but I don't think I'm going to really win that battle, because that's probably all he was going to do this turn anyway. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. 2, 4, 6, 7. I could emergency powers right now. I could get some more information first.
We need to move quickly.
Cast down. That is a beautiful draw. In fact, I think I'm going to precog. Let's see what we got going on. I might not need to cast this. If he's got the counterspell, he'll use it. Okay. If he's got the spell pierce, he doesn't. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Our hand is much less exciting now, which still allows us to syncopate something if he tries to cast a 7-drop this turn. Exclusion Mage. Return target creature and opponent controls to its owner's hand. That resolves, actually. Because, as much as Teferi is the man, he is indeed not a creature. So, do we just Wrath? Or do we draw first? We draw first, obviously. Negate. Negate. We'll play this. He's at 7. He's got to be dealt with in 2 turns. I think I actually just want to cast emergency powers, honestly. I mean, it's going to refill his hand. Maybe that's a bad idea. That's actually a really bad idea to refill his hand right now. Let's see if he continues attacking me. If he, well, no. I think I'm just gonna Wrath. Yeah, I mean, I may be overthinking this myself here, but if he has the retort, we syncopate it for 2. He's got something. Okay. Counter that one, please. Thank you. Boom. Okay. Teferi is definitely threatening now. And we will untap Negate mana. That's a good spell. Exclusion Mage resolves yet again. Alright. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we draw a land, I kind of want to Thought Erasure emergency powers.
I'm not done yet.
We drew a land. Is it worth paying 2? I think it is. Let's do it. Thought Erasure first. And the reason I'm doing this first is because I might not need to... Yeah, we'll take the Spell Pierce. And we will leave Karn on top. See, now I don't need to do emergency powers. I have no reason to bother with that. I'm going to draw Karn. He's going to take 2, most likely, unless the opponent just wants to try and go face really hard. Wait, why is this... Oh, hang on. Okay, have I done everything I can? Yeah, thought so. Okay, he's clearly going to attack Teferi. Furious Obsession? Nah, that's going to be a hard no from me, dog. You're not getting that kind of value out of this attack. Pass to attackers. Teferi goes to 6. We draw Karn. Oh my goodness. I'm so confused by this. Because this is going to end the game. Unless he drew a counterspell right now. We are going to ultimate here. And then say to hell with Karn.
I have to do this.
Now, with that Teferi trigger, put a permanent 7. Oh, yeah, that'll do. That'll do just fine right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to send our opponent back to the Mother Stinkin' Stone Age. We have Chromium. And we ordered that in a way that it doesn't matter which if we tap the Mage or the Storm Tamer first. And play our Plains, hold open, absorb, and end turn. I think we got this one pretty well in hand, folks. That was glorious. That was absolutely glorious. Nice. Yeah, I don't want you getting stuff on the board, plus I want to gain 3 life. And if you've got a counter spell for that, that's totally fine. Alright, you've wasted your turn doing that. That's cool. Alright. Alright. Exile you. I don't know if you realized that was going to happen, but... Attack for 7. No damage. Let's go ahead and Thought Erasure while we can do this without impunity. Whoop, whoop. Exclusion Mage, Tempest Djinn. Yeah, we'll take the Mage. We'll keep Teferi on top. Because I could care less about Djinn. He's got to play Djinn next turn with no mana. Okay. Yep, that was over. I mean, if the Teferi ultimate wasn't enough to end it, that was... I don't know. That was a mistake by the opponent not attacking Teferi. He definitely cost himself the game with that one. Of course, he did not know that I was going to draw 7 and clear all the things. But I tell you, that's the first time in a good while I've beaten that mono blue tempo deck, and it feels just fantastic. I'm not going to lie. Even if I lose every game from here out, I feel like that was enough of a win to make my day okay. Great lands. Turn 2 search for Azcanta. Mortify, Vraska's Contempt. We've got a lot of interaction here. I feel like this is an ideal hand, if not perfect. Alright. We'll play this tapped. Opponent is not putting any real pressure on us yet. Search for Azcanta seems like it's a good play here. This is where we run into the turn 1 or turn 2 main deck Naturalize. Jade Light Ranger, absolutely predictable. I don't think we're going to have a problem just destroying that outright. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep a Thought Erasure, in fact. I will take 3 from the Ranger this turn. I'll play... Let's see what we got going on over here. Because I want to get Carnities out of the hand. Find and Finality. Yeah, if I get him to discard the Chupacabra, he brings it back. So I'm going to get Vraska's Contempt out of hand. And then we're going to bury that search for Azcanta. Intercept. And the reason I got Vraska's Contempt is because I'm going to rely on Planeswalkers a bit this game. Okay. What you got, buddy? Well, growth walker. Not top deck. Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. Because that's going to take the Jade Light Ranger out of play. Or is that the way we want to do that? Could take Find Finality out of his hand. But he's not going to be casting that next turn more than likely. Yeah, we'll just hold up on the mana. End the turn. Let him play his Jade Light. Unless he just drew a way to deal with Search for Azcanta, which it looked like he was hovering over like he wanted to. Plus I want him to think I'm holding open counter magic. People see 2 blue mana open and they just get scared to play anything. which I don't know why. He's got a handful of stuff to play. He should run the Chupacabra out. That would be my play. I'm not great at this game, but I think that running out the Chupacabra to see if there's a counterspell would be better than running out the Jadelight Ranger, which has an obvious benefit. Pass to attackers. Alright, that's fine. He'll get an extra point of damage this way, because if he casts that Druid. Brontodon, huh? Okay. Well, that was a good top deck for our opponent, wasn't it? Yeah. I suppose. I mean, it's going to resolve. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm going to hold the Vraskas. I'm going to go ahead and destroy the Wild Growth Walker now in response. Now, this is not the end of the world. Search for Azcanta is great, but it's not going to change our entire world. We did mill our other one, so, you know. He didn't use it. Okay. Well, that's awful sweet of him. So, do we Karn this turn, or do we just Thought Erasure away Find Infinality? I'm not going to worry about the Brontodon so much. I mean, it is a 3-4. It's the same as a 3-2. Okay. See, I wish I had drawn a land there. I mean, Karn is nice, but I do wish I had drawn a land at the same time. He's not going to find Finality this turn, so I don't need to Thought Erasure that out. I just need to figure out if he uses the Brontodon. I should make him do that anyway. I don't know why he let us get another. I mean, I guess he just wants to get in for 3. It's the same amount of damage either way, and if he wanted to use the Brontodon, he would. Ranger it is. And 2 lands. Now you can go land, find. Yep. I should have ripped it out of his hand when I had the chance, shouldn't I? That's ugly. But then if he does that, he can't do anything about Search for Azcanta. Okay. So that's still bad. It's still pretty bad. Yeah, we need that for sure. We are not looking great here. Probably a couple of misplays on my part. I am not used to Esper. I really prefer my Bant where I can untap. They're just Vraska's the 3-4 now. I think I'm going to do that, because I'm still going to only take 2 damage next turn. And just make sure our Search for Azcanta lives a little longer. Help us draw into Mo better good things. If he drew land Carnage Tyrant, we're screwed regardless. We're looking for a Kaya's Wrath. That's one of our big draws right now. Wild Grove. Jadelight Ranger. Yep. Okay, so he's going to gain some life. He's going to reveal some crads. Thrashing Brontodon. Looky there. Looky there. He got another chance at it. What a lucky individual he is. I'm going to library that even still. I don't think I'm going to pay the life for that. We're going to let this enter tapped. I know that I could pay the life there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 this turn. Ugh. God knows. We are in dire straits here. I think I want to precog for a Wrath, because I don't foresee him having a pump spell. Yeah, none of this is going to be enough. Show me Kaya's Wrath. Survey says... Nope. We are going to El Luzo this El Gamo. Shut up. Thinking. What a twerp. Yeah, some would say casting that main phase isn't good, but we're looking for one very specific card. Okay, that's good information. Oh yeah, he can, yeah, that's it. That's going to be game. I forgot about the fact that he can explore that guy. Ha! I'm smart. Yeah, we needed the Wrath, but we needed it like a turn earlier. Any Wrath would have done just fine there. Alright, good. We didn't finish our quest, so we get to hopefully end on a good note. Gonna try one more time. Remember, folks, we destroyed Mono Blue Tempo in the most glorious way possible. That loss that we just had, completely nullified by that Mono Blue win. What we got going here? Fua Fua. I do not like this deck as much as I like the other one. I just don't. I'm keeping it because it's got a turn 2 cast down if they're doing ugly things. Karn can help block if it's red. If it's clearly red-black of some kind. Oh, that's going to help. What you got? Okay. Hellkite is our biggest problem. The Awakener, whenever it attacks you, may pay X if you do return creature card X to the battlefield. That costs 3. And Cast Down cannot target you. Yeah, we're going to get rid of you because you come out faster. Syncopate, do I keep that? I think I keep the Syncopate on top. That's fine. I've still got 2 lands to draw. Yeah, that dragon. Now, see, that this is target non-legendary creature. That guy would have been an issue to... Oh, she's legendary too. Oh, gosh. That's ugly. This is going to get aggressive quick. Luckily, we can Syncopate her next turn. And I'm not going to cast down your 2-3. Your 2-3 is just fine. Does he run the Judith into the counterspell? I would. Yes. Okay. Syncopate for 1. No need to overpay. Never overpay, people. You never know when it's going to make a difference. Attack for 2 with the Squire. And we're at 18. Land for turn. Do I play Karn and minus? No, because he's got a Vraska's Contempt. I cannot play into that until I can get rid of that. Or I could just play Karn and hope he doesn't draw a land that he's already got in his hand. So let's see. I think we're just going to pass. We're in no rush. Plenty of life left. Pass. 2 attackers. Taking 2 in the face. Alright. Land go. That's a good turn for him. Or a good turn for us. Alright. Let's do it again. Like, I will draw lands all the time. Look at this dragon again. Riot Flank. So it can have haste. That's right. And then it can just start doing all sorts of damage to things. Priest of the Forgotten God. Sack 2 other creatures. Any number of target players each lose 2 life and sack a creature. You add double black to your mana pool. Well, that's a neat little card, isn't it? I think we're going to take the 2 because I don't like the way that guy sounds. Or are we? Do we just kill? Nah, we'll take the 2. Do they run any enchantments in that deck? Probably. Whoops. Which tells me that that's going to be an issue. That works. Okay. I'm thinking of running Karn into the Vraskas. But at the same time, I'm not. If he taps out for that dragon next turn, I'm mortified. I'm going to precog. Let's see what we got. We'll keep the Kaya's Wrath. We will bottom... Do we have... Hang on. We do battlefield. Black, black, white, white. Okay. We do have the mana for it. We're going to keep the Wrath and draw 2 others. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Moment of Craving is exactly what you want to see against this kind of deck. Vraska's Contempt gaining 2 life. Not bad either. Okay, so we're probably gonna... He's probably gonna go Riot and haste that one. Yeah, okay. No surprise. Because he knows he's got a very limited amount of time to get me down before I just start taking back over. Again, I would have loved to have drawn a land there, but we didn't, so there's no use whining about it. Let's go ahead and gain the 2 life back that we're going to lose next turn. Get him out of the game so he cannot come back. Leave open Moment of Craving for Judith Shenanigans. If I'm not mistaken, she is, yeah, 2 toughness. That's fine, yeah. Fireblade Artist is another one. I'm fine actually just doing that on him. This Seeker Squire is just getting in there, I'm telling you. 2/2 haste, look at you. We'll gain 2, fog him out basically. Okay. I was wondering why he didn't deal damage. It's because our guy over there scooped. He was sitting okay. Like, I needed to draw a threat of some kind, and I wasn't, but we managed to. So, I don't know what that deck was doing. It was pretty interesting. I kind of... Rakdos is... It's not as brainless as Mono Red, but it... God, it's hard to say what I want to say here without sounding completely condescending. Mono Red is completely brainless. 100%. You got a 1-drop, you play it. You got a 2-drop, you play it. You swing with your 1-drop, and then you just go burn, 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 draw a couple cards, burn, burn, and that's it. Rakdos, you've got creatures that have interactions. When things die, it does things, so you actually have to weigh out sacrifices versus gains. And I feel like that deck is probably more poised for a long game than Burn is. Once you get past the first 5 turns in Burn, you're usually sitting kind of pretty unless they start going with their, you know, risk factors, which they always have. Do they run 4 risk factors now? Because I swear, every time I play against someone, they cast 4 of them. I don't know. But that is our Esper Control version 2.0. Again, far from perfect. Where are you? I really hate that these... alphabetical order would be so nice. That's all I'm asking. Alphabetical order, or the option to order them in the most recently edited to oldest, would be just fantastic. But this whole switching them around to random positions has got to go. Wizards, if y'all are watching my videos, please prioritize that. It's irritating. I know there's some game-breaking bugs, but this irritates me, and that's more important. So, yep, that's the list. And Cry of the Carnarium would be another one, like I was saying, that I would really want to find a way to get in here. I think it's almost... It might even be worth putting over a Cleansing Nova. And if you don't like emergency powers, you could take out Cleansing Nova and emergency powers to put in Cry. Because we've seen a couple of games where this would have just been like just a complete game changer. Instead of having to go 1-for-1 against that Rakdos. You know, the taking out those creatures from the Golgari. So it's something that's definitely worth thinking of. And if you were to build a full sideboard for this, you would definitely want some number of these in there. And probably want to put a couple of more Moment of Cravings at least in there. I'd probably put in a couple of these versus Mono Red. Put in a Lyra Dawnbringer versus Mono Red. What else did we need? I'd throw in a Nezahal to take out... See, I think versus Control, Nezahal feels a little bit stronger. But that's because he can't be countered. That's it. You drop him, that's it. You know, and if you've already got Teferi... God, I keep saying that. Teferi in play. You drop him down, he can't be countered, you're untapping 2 lands, you've probably got some sort of a counter spell up for the last burn spell that they're trying to use, or the last kill spell. Plus he holds himself, he's got ways to protect himself. I still think Niv Mizzet is probably stronger, but we're lacking red, so what can you do? Settle is also another good option against the really fast decks. I only have the one, unfortunately. Whoa, gain lift key. Just looking at other ways to sort of hedge out the burn decks. This whole lag thing, it's still going on, and it's still a problem. Fourth Moment of Craving. Still love that little bug too. Only shows 3 of the ones that I've got 4 of. That's always fun. I also wanted to point out that this list does not run any Eldest Reborns. I still think that might be good against the ink control decks to get rid of Planeswalkers. This is another great answer to Niv Mizzet, although since Ravnica Allegiance, I have not seen one Niv Mizzet on the battlefield. Not one. So maybe that's good news. Maybe that means he's sort of on his way out. Maybe a couple of disinformation campaigns to try and go the long game against someone to try and gain card advantage over time. You can bring in Sinister, Sabotage. Actually, I also like the idea of, instead of that, just throwing in 2 Syncopates in the sideboard. Again, this would be a Turbo Fog to counter their Nexus of Fate and exile it. You would love to have that in there. Counter target spell, because there's another one that does it too, but it costs 4 and I can never remember. Devious Cover-Up. This is another one. Counters a spell, exiles it, and then you can shuffle things back into your library. I feel like this would be better if you ran something that reduced the cost of instants and sorceries, because casting this for 3 would feel perfect. 4 kind of makes this a little bit wonky. You're trying to do a lot of things on 4 with this deck. So those are my thoughts. You know what? We'll just finish out the sideboard by taking out one of these Revitalize and throwing in a Devious Cover-Up. There we go. Full sideboard. Boom. Perfect. This is a perfect deck. Nothing can change about it. This should say Esper Control Final. Obviously it shouldn't. This is going to evolve over time. It's going to change with the meta. I did not want to change my deck cover. I was really happy with it being Emergency Powers. Thank you. Okay. Actually, it was Chromium, wasn't it? But I'm going to leave it as Emergency Powers because I like that card. So again, I think I prefer Bant Control because I can tap out and then use permission same turn. Maybe... Oh, wait a second. Did I just change the thing? Oh, that was the wrong deck that I changed. I'm sorry. We'll leave it in Emergency Powers anyway because it's awesome. But the... we might even see a green splash in every control deck simply because of that. I'm not a very lucrative deck builder when it comes to it, but I still think that that could be an option. Mana is really tough when you're trying to cast Kaya's Wrath, but if all of your sources either tap for black or white mana, then you can probably get away with throwing a couple of green ones in there too, maybe in place of a Plains or a Swamp or multiples of each, because you only need to get 1 copy of that on the battlefield for it to really affect your gameplay. So I'll tinker around with that and see if there's anything I can come up with and probably report back with it. Until then, everyone enjoy yourselves and good luck.